Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Fight Hard, Fight Clean. The Ring Magazine's #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Oleksandr Usyk, has potentially a very busy year this year. The WBC has ordered Oleksandr Usyk to fight Agit Kabayel for the championship. However, this would take place after doing whatever fight Usyk wants first. And I've got an idea of who the next fight might be. Only 3.6% of you guys actually subscribe when you watch my videos, so please hit the subscribe button. Helps me out a bunch. And yeah, but we're not gonna say it right now. We're gonna focus on the mandatory fight. The tale of the tape for these two giants. Oleksandr Usyk last weighed in at 227 pounds. Kabayel last weighed in at 241 pounds. Oleksandr Usyk is 24-0 with 15 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Kabayel is 27-0 with 19 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Someone's O has to go. Kabayel's last fight was against Damian Neba on January 10th, 2026, and Oleksandr Usyk's last fight was against Dubois for the second time on July 19th, 2025. We're getting close to the 1-year mark without any Usyk. So, could ring rust maybe play a factor in this fight? Probably not. It's only a year out of the ring. It's not like 5 years, but something to look at. Why has he been gone? Apparently a back injury. Now it's time to talk about their styles. Oleksandr Usyk moves like a cruiserweight and punches like a heavyweight, because I think he was a cruiserweight first. But based on what I saw from the Neba fight, Kabayel kind of moves light on his feet as well. So if you've got two heavyweights with cruiserweight speed yet heavyweight power, sign me up. Talking more about Kabayel, he is one of the few men to stop Arslanbek Makhmudov, who's fighting Tyson Fury very soon. And from that fight and many more of Kabayel's fights, he loves striking to the body, and one of Usyk's most controversial moments in his entire career was involving a body shot against Dubois. I guess Usyk was kind of switching an angle, and then Dubois just hit him with a nice left hand to the body. He immediately went down, but remember, the controversy was the ref ruled it as a low blow. Talk about a butterfly effect. Imagine if that counted as a body shot, because trust me, he did not get up in the 10-second mark. He was either like, oh my god, my balls, I can't get up, my balls, or he was like, oh my fucking god, my sternum. Wait, the rest of the season is a low blow? Chill, I'm gonna sit here and just recover. If Kabayel could replicate that, we could have a new champion. But if Kabayel cannot find that shot, I think Usyk lands a counter shot on him. Kabayel has got some great power and some great aggression. However, he tends to eat shots he doesn't really need to eat. He's not as defensively sharp. There was a fight he had against Agit Kabayel where he got really close to his opponent and absorbed a lot of shots and damn near almost lost. He did really well to stay in the fight, but those are shots he cannot take from a fighter like Usyk. And a similar thing happened against Zhang. Kabayel has been in that situation before where he's hurt and he knows how to recover and how to get his bearings back, but you can't recover from a lights out knockout. Not to mention in the Zhang fight, you could account some of the knockdown for, you know, he was off balance and then one shot just kind of pushed him over. But the point still stands. Usyk has too much power for Kabayel to be kind of getting too close and not being defensively aware of everything going on. Is there a chance that Kabayel gets lights out knocked out in this fight? There's always a chance, but I don't think it's as big as a chance as with other Usyk opponents. The fact Kabayel didn't go down after like 4 or 5 consecutive hard punches tells me that if Usyk wants a stoppage, he's gonna need power and placement. Especially he's gonna need placement. He can't just start swinging and hope that one of them does the job, because Kabayel's got a chin on him. Based on, again, Usyk's gas tank and his ability to take down any giant that crosses his path, I'm going to lean towards Usyk in this fight. But again, because of Kabayel's durability, his ability to take shots and still come forward and recover, I think this is going to be an Usyk victory still, but it's going to be by decision. But again, that's the mandatory after his next fight defense. Still don't know the right term for that. His next fight may not be against the boxer. According to this post by Ruben Carter, Oleksandr Usyk versus Rico Verhoeven is close to being signed for May 9th. If you don't know who Rico Verhoeven is, he's a GLORY Kickboxer, and he has dominated GLORY Kickboxing for a long time. And if he did fight Usyk, it would be in a boxing match, and even though he is a kickboxer, he does use his kicks, but he doesn't rely on them. He does know how to fundamentally box. He just so happens to have leg kicks and combinations, heavy head kicks, knees in close range. He just happens to have that in his locker. And he's mentioned before, like, he's got fucking hams for legs. It would be a shame if he didn't use them and he just went to normal boxing. This would mean it's one less thing for him to worry about, Verhoeven, one less thing he has to worry about. However, it's one less thing he can use. He doesn't have to worry about, oh my god, he could kick me right now, but also it means when he gets in a close range, he can't knee him in the stomach. He can't, kick him in the head either. Rico Verhoeven is actually trained with the Fury family in preparation for GLORY 54, but we all know what happened the last time a Fury fought Usyk. History shows that when an MMA fighter or a kickboxer or any other combat sport athlete steps into a boxer's natural habitat, it doesn't end well. Biggest case is Mayweather versus McGregor. But here's the biggest difference in this fight. MMA fighters are used to 3 3-minute rounds or 5 5-minute rounds. Verhoeven is used to the style of 3-minute rounds for 8 or 10 rounds. Not to mention he's got every statistical advantage over Usyk. I mean, come on, he's 66-10 in GLORY Kickboxing, with 21 of those wins coming by way of knockout. He's 6'5", and he's got an 82-inch reach. But here's the thing. Even after this Verhoeven glaze fest, I'm still leaning towards Usyk. Like I said before, he's a giant slayer. He is the David in every one of those fights he's had against Goliaths, and he still won. Now, don't get me wrong. This will be a competitive fight if it happens, and I do not expect Verhoeven to get viciously knocked out. At the most, he may absorb a couple shots near the end of the fight and the ref will have to step in, but I don't expect a vicious knockout here at all. But again, like in most fights when an MMA fighter or a kickboxer crosses over, I think Usyk's experience in the boxing ring will take over. He will be able to switch angles, he will be able to land shots more effectively, and he'll get the win by unanimous decision, or like I said, a very late stoppage. Like I said, nothing has been confirmed yet, but do not get me wrong. I will happily, with a ear-to-ear smile on my face, hand DAZN my wallet to see this go down. So, what do you think of Agit Kabayel versus Oleksandr Usyk? What do you think about Rico Verhoeven versus Oleksandr Usyk possibly happening? Let me know in the comments down below. And please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It helps me out a bunch. And as always, my friends, fight hard, fight clean, and I'll see you soon.